defrosted. Pre-order the Legacy Edition. Includes Modern Warfare Remastered.
That's right, it's Call of Duty announcement time again, and with that we have the typical fighting amongst the different fans and fan bases. This year, though, it's a bit different. This year might be the lowest the FPS community has ever sunk. Now, the fans have done their fair share of burning games before they release for being too similar to either Battlefield or Call of Duty. And to be honest, that's kind of normal for the FPS community, which, on its own, is kind of sad. But we've never had it to the point where the entire response that the fan base gave back was some utter nonsensical adolescent babble. It drives me insane because the internet is generally full of nonsensical babble, but when we want things and we want to protect things, the internet bands together really well to protect and fight for those things. Game prices, pre-order bullshit, shady company practice, Konami, fair rights use, SOPA, PIPA, and any other fucking acronyms they like to throw at us. And we still do band together. That isn't the issue here. The issue here is that we don't know what the fuck we want in the FPS community. Every game that has been released that has been an FPS and has been solid in terms of funability or how fun the gameplay is, either has had mad backlash for either being too different from COD or too much of the same. And that drives me up a goddamn wall. In the case of a game being different, say Rainbow Six Siege for example, that recently came out, people are arguing that the game is too slow, it's not fast and twitchy like Call of Duty, you can't run around just shooting stuff, you gotta think about your tactics. And that's fine. Judging a game because it's not a game you enjoy is fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But immediately screaming out things like, oh, it's not enough like Call of Duty, or, I wish it had all these things that Call of Duty doesn't make sense to me. Sort of like me saying strawberry ice cream isn't as good as chocolate ice cream because it doesn't taste like chocolate. That just doesn't make sense. You don't eat strawberry ice cream for chocolate taste, you eat strawberry ice cream for strawberry taste. So in the same regard, you shouldn't play a game that's not like Call of Duty and then complain that it needs to be more like Call of Duty. Just play Call of Duty. That fixes the whole problem. In the opposite case of a game being too similar, I find most cases are just fucking nonsense. People are just saying these things because there's guns in both games. For example, let's pick Doom, a recent game that has gotten a lot of backlash for being way too similar for COD. Let's make a list comparing the two. Call of Duty has realistic graphics, military weaponry, sometimes futuristic, sometimes not, is a Twitch first-person shooter, has an assortment of selectable perks that affect various stats and add passive abilities, and a various different way of weapon classes and weapons within each class. There are a ton of them. There are a ton of selectable guns for each set of class, whether you're picking an LMG, a sniper, an assault rifle, any of those things. And it has kill streaks, or point streaks. They're things that are gained by keeping points and collecting points over the time, and as long as you don't die and lose the points, you can use it and use whatever point streak, kill streak that you have. Doom has a cross between realistic and super high exposed cel-shaded graphics, has custom-made weapons specific for the game, is like a space demon hunter simulator, has kill cards that are more akin to something like death streaks than perks, I would say, and only has a total of 5 or 8 weapons, most of which, instead of having an ADS function, have some sort of special unique feature to that gun. The game has also a transformation system in Demon Runes, in which instead of, say, collecting points, you have to run to that position, fight for that position, and gain it first in order to get it. It makes hunting for the Demon Runes more of a sub-objective than something that you're actively doing to win the game. So let's say you think this list is stupid and I'm just nitpicking and choosing what I think. If you really want to tell how big of a difference there is between Call of Duty and Doom, just look at how many buttons the frickin' games use. Call of Duty uses every button on your controller if you're using a console. Every button. I don't care, you won't be able to find one that it's not using from the natural controller. If you have a modded one, obviously you're going to have mappable controllers, don't be an asshole. But Doom only uses 6, maybe 7, maybe 8 if you count the 2 sticks clicking, and I can't remember if they do anything. But you only use 2 main face buttons, all of the triggers and shoulder pads or shoulder buttons, the directional pad I don't think is used, and the sticks, and maybe the sticks click down. That's it. You don't use any of the other face buttons. I don't think you use D-pad actually, now that I think about it, and I think you actually only use one of the sticks clicking. So I'm not understanding what about Doom and Call of Duty that people find comparable. I get their first-person shooters and their Twitch shooters. They both have guns and you have to be quick. Those are really the only 2 similarities that I can find between the 2 games. If I honestly had to pick a better comparison, I would pick Halo. Halo 1 and 2 play a hell of a lot more like Doom than Call of Duty ever did. With the lack of sprint, the colors, the way some weapons have secondary use, it feels so Halo-y it's not even funny. Hell, even the Marines, or whatever the hell you call the soldiers in Doom, look like Spartans. And shouldn't you be happy about that a little bit? I mean, innovation from the current standard, to me, it feels like we're getting a better experience from any of our games in general. I mean, Doom might even be a better Halo than Halo is right now because 343 butchered it into a COD clone. I guess the message I want to make with this video is that when a new first-person shooter comes out and the game itself isn't that bad, don't hate on it, don't burn it down, and don't be a dick. Just say it's not for you, pass it on, let it be creative, and let it try to change things. Because we need it. We need the systems of the current games to be built up and brought up and tested and changed so that the games of tomorrow can be even greater and even better. We need creativity in all fronts, from the developers, from us, everybody. We just need creativity in general. It's what allows us to come out of the box. And out of the box is where the best creativity lies. I'd like to take a second to thank This Game Sucks for providing the Halo footage used in the video. Click on the logo here to visit their channel and watch those guys do some funny stuff with games. This is Dalton Young from 1331 Studios saying, keep it classy, Internet!